The NBA and the NHL both concluded round one of their respective playoffs, and right now, both fan bases are saying the exact same thing. They speak in the exact same language, and that is, what did we just watch? What did we just witness? We've been waiting for a long time. I'm sure NHL fans have been waiting for a long time to say, this reminds me of the good old days. NBA fans certainly have been saying that, and we finally got what we've been looking for in round one. Let's talk about it.
He's heating up.
Listen, I'm a little bit frustrated with hockey fans because I'm new to the scene. All right, I'm a newer NHL fan. Just started watching hockey consistently the past 2 years, and I just want to know, why are hockey fans so selfish? Why are you the way that you are? Why didn't you tell me it was like this? Why did you not explain to me what it was? Okay, let's go down this route. Okay, you know, a baby goes from milk to meat. I'm still on milk. Okay, I know the teams, I know some of the star players, a lot of the rules, but you just don't understand it until you just sit down, watch a few full games, and then you sit down and watch a whole series. The Seattle Kraken, the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche come in defending champs. The Kraken, they have yet to win a playoff series. Okay, youngest team in the league. They just got going in 2021. They're going against the defending champs. Who in their right mind would pick against the defending champs? You're going against a team that's never won a series? That's an easy dub. FanDuel, DraftKings, PointsBet, Caesars. Everybody is picking Avalanche. No doubt about it. The Seattle Kraken win the series 4-3. The first franchise to get their first series win versus the defending champs. And it's not like, you know, it was just, you know, win at home. No. They were winning games on the road. First 2 games, they split. The next 2 games, they split. They traded off the last 3 games, okay? Both teams won on the road in the playoffs. Now, see, I know how it is in the NBA. I know how it is in the NFL, NCAA basketball, you know, both men and women's. Home court advantage is real. The intensity from the crowd, the arena, you know, the placement of the basket, you know, in the NBA is, it might throw you off when you go from arena to arena. You know, it looks different especially when you're a shooter, right? When it's hockey and you step inside the barricade and you step on the ice and they close the door behind you, it seems like it's just hockey. And this is me from the outside looking in. It seems like it's just hockey. They just out there playing. In basketball, we say, man, it doesn't matter when or where we are. We just gonna hoop. And that's what I got from watching this series, okay? No matter where they were just gonna play hockey. It was about who was going to be better on that day. The Kraken got the job done against the defending champs 4-3. Now let's talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Tampa Bay Lightning. How many years do you sit and say, this could be our year? If I'm the Leafs, how many times do you say this is our opportunity? Now, again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm just a new fan. I just started watching consistently. But the eye test, that's all it's about right now for me. The eye test. When I watch the Leafs, I say this is probably one of the most talented teams in the entire league. Okay? By far, you know, the first team that I was really introduced to, just because, you know, co-workers, and I know a lot of Maple Leafs fans, so I'm a little bit more familiar with this team. Talent is exponential, okay? But you have history against you. The Leafs have not advanced past the first round in 19 years. 19 years. At some point, you got to say enough is enough, okay? I thought that streak was going to continue. Game 4, okay? Down 4-1 going into the third period. I made a rookie mistake. I made a mistake, and as an NBA fan and an NFL fan, I have to apologize to the hockey community because I made the number one mistake you make. I turned the game off. I turned it off. I thought it was over. It wasn't 0-0. It was after the second period, third period started. And normally that's when you start to say, you know what? I'm going to stay locked in because I'm going to miss the opportunity to watch history, to witness history being made. I did it. I made a mistake. Down 4-1, I started thinking about what could I actually be doing with my time right now? What other games could be on TV? What is that thing my wife said do that I've been avoiding? I'm going to keep avoiding that a little bit longer. But what else could I be doing right now, right? Turn the game off. Suddenly, Austin Matthews leans forward in his chair with his controller and says, all right, I'm going to play for real. Back-to-back goals. Oh, another goal. Send it to OT. We're going to win this game 5-4. What? I didn't know hockey had it like that. I thought that was just, for football and basketball. Occasionally, you get a situation in baseball. I think it was last season with the Phillies. I mean, at the very last minute, the very last opportunity you have, you pull it out, you get to come back, you get the job done. I didn't know y'all had it like that. So that's my fault. As a new fan coming into your community, I apologize for disrespecting your league. Y'all got it like that. All right? Toronto Maple Leafs win the series 4-2. They move on to the second round for the first time in 19 years. Now let's talk about Florida Panthers versus the Boston Bruins. If you follow my channel, you know how I feel. Okay? I love the Miami Heat. I'm all about Heat Nation. But more importantly, I hate anything that has to do with Boston. The Celtics, the Bruins. Like I said, I'm a new fan, but just because they're from Boston, I don't like them either. The New England Patriots. I mean, I don't want anything to do with that city, okay? Simply because I'm a Heat fan. And also I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, so the New England Patriots hate is welcome. But the Florida Panthers are 8th seed. They're going against the 1 seed, the Boston Bruins. Again, who in their right mind would pick against the Boston Bruins in this situation? Granted, they split the season series 2-2. But here's a nugget that sets up the bad omen for this series. The last 9 President's Trophy winners have failed to win the Stanley Cup. The Bruins won it this season, their 3rd time in the last 10 years. Now, that's the alley-oop. Let's dunk it. The Bruins also go up with a 3-1 lead, and they have Game 5 at home. How do you not close the deal? If you're that team, okay? Number 1 seed. If I'm not mistaken, they won like 65 games this year. You win 65 games. You lead the entire NHL in scoring. You're the number 1 seed. You have a 3-1 lead and you're at home. You're supposed to slam dunk that alley-oop. You have got to close the deal. I don't care what sport it is. You have got to close the deal and finish the job. This is not just about sending a message to Florida. This is about sending a message to the team you got to play next. Like, we for real. We taking care of business. It's all about business. Every time we step foot on the ice, we letting everybody know that we like that. And you don't finish the job at home. Think back, 2016, Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. What did LeBron say in the locker room? I'm not going to repeat it. You can Google it. You can YouTube it. But you know what he said. Same situation. They are messed up in the head. The mind games instantly started right there. Now you got to go on the road. Oh, don't get the job done there. You come back. Game 7. Oh, you don't like that. You don't like that. So you lose at home 3-2. You go on the road, lose. You come back and you let them get the last game on your home ice. Even add more onto that. You're up 3-2 in the final minute, going into the final minute, and you give up a goal. And you send it to OT. Hockey fans, y'all didn't tell me that y'all had it like that. Y'all didn't tell me it was like that over there. In the final minute, tie the game up. It goes to OT. You lose in a shootout. The Florida Panthers come back from a 3-1 deficit. Last 2 games on the road, you secure victories. And you beat a number 1 seed in the playoffs. This is the first time in the history of sports that 2 8th seed teams from the same city both beat a number 1 seed in the playoffs to move on. Shout out to the Florida Panthers from the Miami Heat, from a Heat fan, a Heat lifer, from Heat Nation. Shout out to the Florida Panthers for getting the job done, especially against and in Boston. Before we move on to the NBA, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, download the episode, show love to Outside the Playbook, keep supporting, keep watching, and I'm going to keep putting out these videos. On to the NBA. We have an interesting, unique situation, NBA fans. That being that the LA Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, and the Miami Heat were in seeds that we typically don't see them in situations that we typically aren't used to seeing them in, with the understanding that the teams that they have, nobody wants to face them in the first round. That was well understood, okay? But I also feel like there was a lot of disrespect, all right? Milwaukee Bucks, number 1 seed against the Miami Heat, 8th seed. We've seen this movie a few times. It could go either way. But with the understanding that they were coming in healthy, they had home court advantage, number 1 seed throughout the entire playoffs, the thought was that the Bucks would just hammer the Miami Heat. Everybody talked about Sacramento Kings, the record that they had in the regular season. Warriors, horrible on the road. Worst road record in the entire NBA. Oh, this is going to be light work for the Kings. The Grizzlies, the Lakers. I mean, we've seen the ups and downs for the Lakers for a long time. So, I mean, the expectation was, this is going to be over quickly, right? How about this? The first time in NBA history where all 8 seeds will be represented in the second round. Number 1 seed, Denver Nuggets. Number 2 seed, Boston Celtics. Number 3 seed, Philadelphia 76ers. The number 4 seed, Phoenix Suns. The number 5 seed, New York Knicks. Number 6 seed, Golden State Warriors. Number 7 seed, Los Angeles Lakers. And the number 8 seed, Miami Heat. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies, okay? This is one of those where your mouth is writing checks that finish that. So you're meaning to tell me, okay, John Morant is going to say, we all right in the West. He's going to say, we want the smoke. We run up chimneys. Dylan Brooks, LeBron is old. He's not like that anymore. I don't respect nobody till they give me 40. I poke bears. You're not talking to just any player in the league. See, this is the problem that Dylan Brooks is not understanding. This is what he's getting confused at. He thinks he's talking to just anybody. He made that mistake when he was talking to Golden State, a team with championship pedigree. 3 rings at the time. They picked up their 4th, went through you to do it. Talked to Russell Westbrook a couple weeks before the end of the regular season. See how that ended up. Damian, you continuously poke at guys that are not regular star players, not regular talented players in the league. You're talking to guys who have already cemented their legacy as all-time greats, all-time legends. LeBron is 1A, B, or C in the GOAT conversation. LeBron James is a GOAT. You're talking to one of the greatest players to ever touch God's green earth. That's what you're going at. All right, so cool. All right, so you don't respect nobody to give you 40. How about 20 points and 22 rebounds? 20 plus 22, that's 42. So nobody respects to you till they get 40. Okay, my math is math, and that's 40, right? Okay, you don't respect nobody till they give you 40. How about 125 plus 80, minus 85? What is that? That's 125. Okay, that's 40. And on top of that, what makes it worse is you don't show up to the press conference after you've been running your mouth this entire time and you blame it on the media. Bro, we just repeating everything that you've been saying. That's what I'm mind blown about. It's our fault for repeating what you've been saying over and over and over again. Like I said, LeBron is just not a regular dude that you're just going to sit up there and talk to. Anthony Davis, you might be able to get away with that because you could pencil him in every other game. He's going to have a good game. And then every other game, he's going to stub his big toe and be on his deathbed. All right. So Anthony Davis, LeBron James, they dominate. AD looking across from Jaren Jackson. Oh, defensive player of the year. Let me show you how to ball. All right. Absolutely changed a multitude of shots every time they came into the paint, blocked a lot of shots, did it on the boards. So he dominated in his role for that particular series. LeBron did as well. D'Lo came through. Austin Reeves, he is one of the better role players in the league, in my opinion, at this point. I feel like if they were to move him to the bench role, he could be a six-man continuously, like in that conversation year in and year out. If that was him, that's how I'm going to get paid every single season. Six-man, come in. Not only can I shoot the ball, not only can I score the ball, but I am a high IQ player that can play the game at a high level, especially playing alongside a guy like LeBron and AD, who require the ball in their hands, but they also need somebody to trust that says, okay, I can get my own shot in this situation. Austin Reeves is that guy. Now, Dillon Brooks, look at the flip side. Dillon Brooks, he's supposed to be a 3D guy, get in your head, get low in the stance, knock down wide open shots, but he hasn't proven that he's going to do either of those things at a championship level. So what does that mean? You're expendable. You want a trade block, my boy. Now, they also talked about Steven Adams being on the move because they want to move Brandon Clark into the starting center role. Guess what? There's going to be a lot of changes in Memphis, my boy, and you are the first one to go. The absolute first one. The issue that the Grizzlies are going to have is who is going to take him? Who wants him? Somebody that writes checks that he can't cash, runs his mouth, gets the other best player on the other team fired up. Now they're on a roll. Now you're in a hole. And also, you got to consider this. You have to beat this team 4 times out of 7 to move on to the next round. You're not going to beat Steph. You're not going to beat LeBron. You're probably not going to beat KD. Not like that. Not with the way he's going about it. So that's where my confusion is with the Lakers and Grizzlies series. Yes, it's a 7-2 matchup, but never once did you think that the Lakers didn't have a chance to pull off the series. Now, I'm moving on to the Golden State and Sacramento series, but not really going to touch on Golden State too much. I'm not going to really touch on the whole, Draymond Green thing. It is what it is. It happened, whatever. I mean, it's not the playoffs until Draymond hit somebody. We already knew that. Let's look at it like this, okay? Everybody targeted the Kings saying it would be an easy series. It was not. Not by a long shot. The Kings are for real. And I said this in the preview for the season. I said, Mike Brown is going to have them boys ready. And did he ever? Mike Brown was the coach of the year. De'Aaron Fox, clutch player of the year. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, both all-stars. This is what they have to work with going forward. You have Fox, Sabonis, Monk, Murray, Mitchell, Lyles, Herter, Davis. That's 8 guys. Your rotation is already set with 8 players. If they decide to keep Barnes, you can add Barnes into that as well. But right now, you have a full rotation of players that are young, athletic, skilled in many different ways, and they all can play defense in some form or fashion. This is going to be a very good, talented team going forward. I am a believer 1,000% in Like the Beam, all right, because of how they play basketball. They play it the right way. They just speed up the tempo. Fastest pace in the league. Get it off the board. Get it out of the net. Doesn't matter. We up the court in 4 seconds with a layup or a 3-point shot. A good high percentage shot, okay? That's one thing that Mike Brown has done throughout the entirety of his career. We're going to have high percentage shots. When he was with the Lakers, the Cavs, where he also won his first Coach of the Year award, and, studying under, the Golden State Warriors staff. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, he's a Greg Popovich guy, but don't correct me, on the fly. But he's a great coach, in my opinion. He's one of the better coaches in the league. I've always been a Mike Brown fan, especially a guy that's, known for his defense, but he can also get the offense going. This team is going to be amazing for years to come. I think they need another big to pair it with Sabonis, though, because he's going to take a beating. He's going to take a beating, no pun intended, but he's going to take a beating in years to come. He needs another guy to give him some spot minutes here and there. Rashawn Holmes didn't play in the playoffs. Alex Len gave him some spot minutes, but I think they need another certified big to go next to him because I like their rotation. I like the scores they got. They got shooting. They got defense. It's gonna be hard to continuously beat this team 4 times out of 7. I mean, even if they don't win the series, you're going to have a long series, as the Warriors found out. Great physicality, shot making. There were star powers in this series, but man, There was one legend. Top 75. No. Top 15 player in NBA history. Stephen Curry. He sent a message to the team. And here's one thing we always talk about, Draymond Green, heart and soul of the team. But this is one situation where after last season, we said, Steph, I'm not even going to say we. People on television said that Steph needed a championship and a finals MVP to be certified after the departure of Kevin Durant. I never said that, but they did. They said, okay, he'll be top 15, top 10 if he does that. He did that. Now, defending champs on the road, 3-3, you got to get a win. They said that Steph sent out a message to the entire roster that let them know to be ready. And not only be ready, but if you were going to be in your feelings, if you weren't going to be locked in, he told them to stay home. And he said that he was going to deliver. And that he did. 50 points in a game 7. It's never been done. On the road, 20 of 38. I mean, there's nothing else you can really say. I don't want to hear anybody say anything about Stephen Curry, his legacy, KD, this and that, or the other. Stephen Curry is certified. He will never be referred to as lower than top 15. Okay? I said my top 2 point guards in history was non-negotiable. Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas. My top 3 is now Magic Johnson at 1, Steph Curry number 2, Zeke at 3. Considering the fact that Magic Johnson throughout the course of the career, yes, he played point guard as primary position, but he had to play all 5 positions at key moments throughout his career, including the NBA Finals where he started at center. That's a little tough for me to, just take Steph and jump over him, but that's a conversation for another day. Steph is a legend, a living legend. All right, Warriors 4-3, Kings like the beam, man. Y'all for real. Now, y'all know why I'm on the mic right now, okay? I just wanted to reel y'all in a little bit, talk about some NHL. Now I got the hockey fans' attention. NBA playoffs, now I got the Lakers fans and the Warriors fans' attention. I just brought y'all here so y'all can hear me talk about the Miami Heat. So, game 1, all right, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat already had it rolling before Giannis got hurt. 14-point lead, punched the Bucks in the mouth. Even after Giannis went down, we still said, yeah, Miami got this one, all right? They took home court. It was over early on. Just the way they were playing, the way they were dominating, the way they were moving the ball, the way they were scoring, being efficient, being effective, getting stops when they needed to, okay? Game 2, we say, you know what? No Giannis. Bucks still at home. We've seen them beat Miami without Giannis before. Expected blowout, all right? That was expected blowout. You go to Miami, no Giannis, on the road, game 3. All right, get us Miami. Miami Heat blows them out, runs them out of the gym. That was expected. Game 4. Giannis comes back, and everybody's, Miami in trouble. Yeah, they thought they was just going to run off with this one without Giannis, but guess what? Giannis is back. How about that? Well, Jimmy's going to put 56 on your head. How about that? And he's going to give you 20 in the first quarter. Yeah, he's going to, everybody's getting involved. Flow of the game is going to change between the second and third quarter. You go into the fourth quarter. I mean, let's look at it through this lens. Giannis finishes the game with 26, 10, and 10. Or, 26-point triple-double. I think he had 13 assists. Brook Lopez has 36 points, 11 rebounds, and like 4, 5, or 6 threes. If I told you that, you probably would say, you know what? Miami didn't have a good night. Didn't need to. Jimmy Butler was going to give you everything he had and then some. You go into the fourth quarter, double-digit lead, and quickly the circumstances change. Jimmy Butler gives you 22 in the fourth quarter. No player has given 2 quarters of 20-plus or more since Russell Westbrook did it. If I believe I'm correct, that was 2018. No other player has done it since then. But it was Jimmy Butler's time to say, you know what? This is the one we need to make sure we have a substantial series lead going back to Milwaukee. This is my time. This is my night. And it's not to be lost on anybody. If I'm not mistaken, up to that point in the series, 30 of his 57 field goals were on Drew Holiday. Many of those points scored were on Giannis Antetokounmpo. When he took over the game late, many of those bucks scored or buckets scored on the Bucks were against Chris Middleton. He had to go in the paint against the trees over Bobby Portis, over Brook Lopez to score. Nothing was easy. Majority of the shots that he took, hand in his face. Phenomenal performance by Jimmy Butler. But you go on the road, game 5, and you expect nothing less than the Bucks to run them out of the gym. Chris Middleton, he's rolling. Drew Holiday is having a decent game. Hit some clutch shots. Now you're going into the fourth quarter, you're down 12, same scenario. Here comes Jimmy Butler, taking over the game. And mind you, I want to say maybe 8 to 10 of his points in 8 or 9 of his points in the fourth quarter was scored by moving off of the ball. Backdoor cuts, setting backdoor screens and making cuts. Lobs over the top to tie the game and send it to overtime. Jimmy Butler is a different type of superstar. See, the thing about him is, during the regular season, he doesn't really play like a superstar. He plays like a role player. I'm going to do whatever is needed of me on this night to get the job done. Everybody's going to get touches. Everybody's going to get shots. Whatever we need to do to win, that's how I'm going to do tonight. Playoff time, Jimmy, April, May, he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to take over the game every single opportunity I have to give us a chance to win, especially, mind you, Tyler Hero is out. They're down 20 points. That's 20 points per game that's out of the lineup. On top of Victor Oladipo, another defender, they don't have him. Okay, that was your backup to the Tyler Hero plan. And then also Bam Adebayo, he only has one good hamstring. He has to get worked on continuously just to be ready for games. And he has to guard Giannis and Brook Lopez. He was not in the best shape in that series. But somehow y'all walk out with a 4-1 victory over the Bucks on the road. And your best player is guarded by the general consensus vote that Drew Holiday is the best player in the league. That's who's guarding him. Please explain to me how Jimmy Butler is not a superstar. Explain to me how Jimmy Butler is not. Okay, he's top 3. Okay, he's top 3 in the league in the playoffs. But what I'm about to say next is something I've been trying not to say, but I'm going to dance around it a little bit so you get what I'm saying. There's no other player in Miami Heat history that has carried a team in the manner of which Jimmy Butler has had to and has successfully done. All right, I'm not saying he's the greatest Miami Heat player ever. What I am saying is, due to his responsibilities and special circumstances, the conversation is pending. Dwayne Wade is my favorite player of all time. He is the greatest player in Miami Heat history. But the load that Jimmy has carried is extremely different from the load that D Wade and LeBron had carried in their times in Miami. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. That's one more for the good guys, hockey fans, NBA fans. We got a heck of a playoffs ahead of us.